Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Garage Gym Experiment podcast. So glad you joined us for tonight's episode, and here's what we have. We have a HomeGymCon update. We got some new products that we want to talk about. A couple of those coming from Rogue, that being the Woodway Curve Treadmill, the Monster Pritchett Pad, and then we have some sneak peeks and some other new ones that are pretty exciting to talk about. We'll get into those survey results. This is about programming, pulley ratios, plates, and more. Lots of P's there. And then we'll finally get into a product idea. So sit back, relax.
Con update. So 2 vendors added since last time we have chatted. Number 1, Donnie Thompson. He is going to actually be releasing a new product at HomeGymCon. So the world will finally know what this is at HomeGymCon. We also have Solid Bar Fitness. So they are the distributors behind the manufacturer, I should say, behind a few commonly well-known bars like the Iron Cowboy and the Mars Bar and some other just general made in America bars. So it will be cool to have them. They're a little bit different than your traditional vendor, but yeah, we're happy to have them. And then just while we're doing this update, want to remind everybody about just a perk. If you haven't checked out the website, a perk of going to HomeGymCon, I should say, is we'll have a number of seminars and we'll build from this list as well. But for example, we'll have a weightlifting seminar from Will Fleming, running a home gym business chat with Andrew Towers, who's with GoRx Fitness, presentation about how to build your own gym building business with Preston Wilson of Lone Star Gym Builders. Just did a podcast with him on this topic, and it's definitely something that a lot of people could do, I think. We'll also have powerlifting training with limited equipment with Chad Wesley Smith of Juggernaut Trainings or Juggernaut AI, and then Olympic weightlifting basics for beginners with Primal Armor, and more to come.
All for the price of your ticket. All right, let's get into those new products. We got this one, not teased to us. We have this one coming from Rogue. It's the Rogue and Woodway kind of combination there of their curved LTG treadmill. It's a non-motorized treadmill that includes the specs similar to other options out there, but feels more modernized. It's got that sleek look. Pretty shocking sticker price is what the comments said. And not for being too high. Woodway is a really nice curved treadmill. It's the first curved treadmill I've ever been on. And this one comes in at under $4,000, which if you're listening, you might be like, oh, $4,000, are you kidding me? But if you knew the price of those other curved treadmills, this one's competitive. So nicely priced with Rogue and Woodway coming together.
Agree. And another theme in the comments I'm seeing is RIP Assault. All right, next up, we have the Rogue Monster Pritchett Pad. So this rack attachment was designed in collaboration with strongman Jerry Pritchett. I believe he was the strongest man in the world in 2017. Nevertheless, this rack attachment option is designed for chest-supported rows. Something that I really like about it is that there's no additional hardware necessary. You can just attach it to your rack and take it out. Similar to like a J-cup or a dip attachment compared to like some of the other maybe landmines on the market. Speaking of landmines, with this setup, it can be used with a landmine, which is kind of a nice option, combo, I should say. You're facing outwards and you can use some sort of maybe like something like an Atlas attachment. It seems like a pretty ideal setup with the landmine. And then at $295 before shipping, not for most, but I don't think that price is too bad. And also just comparing to standalone machines, much cheaper.
Yeah, I feel that price feels appropriate as well.
It does, yeah.
All right, this was teased, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. We talked about the 1000 series for Rep getting some updated safeties, and they came out with their drop-in safeties as well as their strap safeties. So the traditional ones for the Rep 1000 series are like the chrome plates, the chrome rods that you would use. I specifically have done rack pulls on those, and damages the chrome, damages your bar. So this is a lot better option. Easier to adjust, and the price is budget just like the rack is. So $140 for those flip down safeties, $110 for the safety straps, and it comes for all of their 1000 series.
Which one you going with?
Flip down for sure.
Even for a little more money?
Yes. I was talking to you about this. I ended up putting my my spotter arms inside my rack, and I love it, which is kind of what you get from like a flip down safety, only jammer arms aren't as safe as like a flip down safety.
All right, and then a few things coming soon. So speaking of spotter arms, the Stealth spotter arms from Surplus Strength should be here soon. From the description on the Instagram post, it says they are lighter. You can definitely see a reduced footprint. So it looks like they only take up 2 holes, which is pretty awesome. We talked on a podcast a while back, I think in a roundtable, where people were saying how the current spotter arms just take up too much space on the rack. It'd be nice to have something with a little less height to the back of it. And then also today, we're talking on Tuesday, February 28th, Rep put an Instagram post just highlighting a ton of new stuff, including a black wing, I think they called it, which is like a storage setup in between your posts. It's actually basically what I set up on mine. You can see if you're watching, you can see behind me, or if you've seen my rack, I used GetRx storage options and merged it with my Rep rack. I love it. Save space. And then, so Rep is finally coming out with that. And then they previewed a ton of specialty bars or just bars in general. So the squat bar, deadlift bar, I'm guessing a weightlifting bar, power bar, and multi-purpose bar all coming out soon. There's no specific names on there, but Colorado bar and a few others. So
my guess is they have the black diamond and then the double black diamond. I'm guessing those are power bars, and I'm guessing that's going to be like neural preferences. Wouldn't you think?
Oh,
like a more aggressive neural, kind of like a rogue aggro.
Oh, I didn't really look at the names, but yeah.
And like it's got the double diamond. It kind of looks like a volcano style knurling. That's my guess. Also, Rep, kudos to you for sticking with the Greek gods and goddesses naming. We have Athena and Ares. Their bars. The dead lifting bar is the Hades bar. That's pretty sweet. I don't know who Helios is, but it's a squat bar. Probably has something to do with like legs or something. I don't know. So pretty cool how they stuck in that theme.
Good call. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to those survey results.
All right, jumping right in, we asked you guys about your programming options. 75% of those answering this question typically follow a workout program. 41% pay for that workout program. And out of everyone asking those questions, 11% have a one-on-one coach.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've seen over the years as well.
Hey, well, Jake, real quick, where do you fall in all three of those? Like, do you follow a workout program? Do you pay for a program? Or do you have a one-on-one coach?
None, and none.
Okay, me too. I was thinking about you and I was answering. I was like, no, and no. And I was like, I think Jake's probably the same.
I should follow a workout program, though. I will admit that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Next up, bumper or iron plates for your home gym. So for comparison to last year, we did see a slight increase in iron votes. So a little bit more than 10% for an iron increase. And then within the DMs, a lot of people said both. We didn't give an option because we wanted somebody to have to choose, but there's definitely a world where a lot of people have both.
Yeah.
Including myself.
Yeah, me too. My answer is, for the first time ever answering this question, because we've answered these questions before, for the first time ever, I changed it to iron plates. If I was starting my home gym again, I started previously with bumper plates, but how I train now and where I'm at, I would start my gym with iron plates. And then eventually I'd try to get both because I do like to do some Olympic lifting. All right, speaking of those barbells, 43% of the people voting say that the stainless steel option, which is always a price increase, is worth it. 26% aren't really sure if it's worth it or not, and 31% of the people say it is not worth it. Kind of feel like it depends where you're lifting too. A lot of garage gym lifters probably think it's worth it.
100%, it's worth it for me.
Yeah, I
And
said
I know
no.
you say no, yeah.
I always do when I'm shopping barbells, I'm always looking bare steel. I think the knurl feels better. People always like kind of mock that, I think, but I think the knurl feels best with bare steel, and like I don't have to deal with the elements, so there's no rust really
Right.
happening.
Yep. Makes sense. All right. Next up, level of interest in all-in-one trainers. So about 31% have at least medium interest, with 9% being high, and 60%, about 59% actually, voting low. The overall interest, medium or high, was up slightly from last year. Probably a lot of that has to do with something like the Aries.
All right, I think this is the most shocking data of the entire Sunday survey, Jake. 55% of the people voting owning one bench, but 34% owning two benches. Three or more benches is almost 7%. About, I don't know, 4% say they don't own any benches at all. Those owning multiple benches has gone up 15% from last year. So how many
Yeah,
benches
that
are you in your garage?
I have two, and
Two?
I kind of like having two, but it's definitely excessive.
Yeah.
I need to figure out, maybe next week we'll do a question like, is it one flat and one adjustable, or do you have two flat, two, we'll try and figure out what that is, but it's definitely a high proportion having multiple benches. Also, like, it could be you bought something cheap and then you decided to upgrade later and just kept the cheap one. I don't know, but pretty high numbers there.
Yeah.
All right, some pulley ratio data. So about 51% prefer a 1-to-1 pulley ratio for lat pull down. About 25% are not sure. About 24% want a 2-to-1 ratio. And then when you change it to functional trainer, about 41% are saying they prefer a 2-to-1 pulley ratio for functional trainer. About 28% are saying 1-to-1. And then a little bit more don't know at 29%. Basically, 1% voted 4-to-1 for both. So nobody really wants to see 4-to-1.
No. Especially with the lap.
But yeah, I think both of us know the answer. Like, a functional trainer, unless it's like a portable option that has limitations, a 2-to-1 is definitely better than 1-to-1. And then for a lat pull down, 1-to-1's better than the 2-to-1.
Yeah, with those accessory movements on a functional trainer, I just think the smoothness of a 2-to-1 ratio is, far superior.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to talk about pulley systems for a second, and rack attached pulleys are making the jump. So in all of the different pulley options that we gave people to vote on, those were a selectorized lat tower, and we even put the prices in there, costing $2,000 or more. A plate loaded lat tower, $600 or more. Rack attached versions being around $400 or a little bit more. And your basic pulley systems, $50 or more. The most popular answer was a rack attached version, getting 32% of the votes, and that was third place last year. The basic pulley system used to be first place, and now it's all the way at the bottom in last place. And that's probably because as people have built out their home gyms, they've moved to the pulley systems, and they've tested and seen what's out there. I mean, with the UPS and the different rack attached versions and things like that, that rack attached one is going to be the winner. We've also seen an increase in the selectorized lat towers. That one has nearly doubled from the last time we voted on this as well. So,
yeah, this was actually one where we saw more change from year to year than we usually do. And I think, it makes sense specifically with rack attached, like you mentioned, more familiarity with the UPS, and then like the Bully Glider came out. Rep has more rack attached options as well. So makes sense.
I'm spoiled. I have the top two options. I started with the rack attached version for like the PR 1100, which I think does the job just fine. And I think that attachment costs like $300, a little less than $400. And then I just happened to stumble upon a nice commercial selectorized lat tower for $500 on the used market, and I've been super spoiled with that. So
Yeah, yeah. That doesn't really count. That was a steal.
It was a steal.
I mean,
But all these prices considered, rack attached for sure. And that's what I voted
right,
when I
right.
messaged
And
you.
I have the universal pulley system. Does the job for me. Absolutely. Best overall value, I'd say. Easy. And it
And you've
doesn't
had
take up like any
everything.
space.
Yeah, you've had you started with the basic. You had the rack attached for your 5000 series from Rep. Yeah, never selectorized, but you had the plate loaded that you loved for a while, but it just took up too much space for you. And yeah, there you are with the UPS.
Yeah. Let's move to product idea. So this one comes from our buddy Matthew Porter on Instagram. It is Porter_phys ed. So this we asked last week, and this idea actually just kind of blew us both away. I think I had already said yes to an idea before, but I would say this was the best one I received, and I think Adam received as well. But it's a spotter arm attached leg curl. So basically, it's an attachment that you add to the end of your spotter arm, and you sit on top of the spotter arm, and you can do leg curls, which is pretty brilliant. I've been using the isolator, which is awesome. Like it's very solid. And the one downfall is, it takes up space on your rack. Whereas this option is, it's outwards of where you're squatting or you're benching or you're pressing. So there's space to do this and then also use the front of your rack as well. So I do really like this option. He DIY'd this, but I think I can definitely see somebody like going all in on this product and trying to sell it, as long as it attaches to a wide variety of spotter arms.
Yeah, and the way he phrased it when he sent me the DM was that basically the product needs to be taking advantage of the holes on a spotter arm. I guess I never realized that there were holes in the side of a spotter arm like a rack. And so he built a chest supported row seat. That's also what he's using to sit on to do the leg extensions. I put leg curls. I meant to put leg extensions. Right. That's what he's using to sit on, because I was like, what are you sitting on? Are you sitting on a spotter arm? That seems really uncomfortable. So he sent me the picture of the seat that went with it, and basically taking advantage of having a spotter arm already and having attachments that attach to it. And this one is just super cool. So this is actually, I snapped that from a video of him using it, and it looks like it works just like your typical machine. So
yeah,
I guess since neither of us pitched it to one another, we should both give it a rating. So Jake, what would you give it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7.
Nice.
And then I'd go 8 if you could figure out a way to do leg curls as well. So I know we were saying leg curls earlier, but it's really for leg extensions. If you could do both, it may even go up to a 8.5.
So funny. I have 2 ratings as well, and mine are very similar. I give the spotter arm leg extension a 7 as well, because I don't know, like I would feel a little unstable sitting on my spotter arm. That's all. But his idea of having spotter arm attachments, I give a 9.5, because why there hasn't been more besides just like utility seats for spotter arms, this guy got me thinking. So kudos.
Great idea. And that's gonna do it.
Well, that's all she wrote. Did you like tonight's episode? Be sure to keep your eye out for new episode releases wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay involved on our social media sites by following Garage Gym Experiment and taking part in our Sunday surveys on Instagram so that you can be a part of these conversations. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and get involved on our website for all your home gym content needs. We also have a little thing called HomeGymCon coming up April 14th. We hope to see you out there in French Lick. Check out HomeGymCon.com or follow HomeGymCon on Instagram. Jake, before I ask you if you have anything else, should we preface this for it's Arnold Week? Did you want to?
Oh yeah, it's Arnold Week. I believe we'll be at Arnold. The day this is released will either be the day before Arnold or we're at Arnold. And we'd love to see you there. If you're going out, we're giving away $1,000 to somebody.
$1,000.
$1,000 to build out your home gym. Let's see. We'll also be selling flags and T-shirts. If you mention the promo code podcast, we're going to be selling them pretty cheap as it is. We'll take another 20% off.
20% off. Mention podcast. That means you had to listen all the way to this ending. So
Right.
Come see Jake and myself at the Arnold. We're going to have other friends there too. I've been going to the Arnold for many years. I don't remember a year where we've had this many gym equipment vendors at the Arnold. So a great year to come check out the Arnold if you're a home gym guy. And I
was going to say, if you can only go to the Arnold, you can only go to one Arnold or HomeGymCon. Go to HomeGymCon.
Arnold smells like protein farts. There's like 1,000 people. HomeGymCon. Okay, you're going to be able to lift way more weights. But if you want to do both, we'll see you out there. And come check it out for your chance to win $1,000. All right, Jake. Anything else for the listeners?
Nope.
All right, guys. We'll check you next time. Or we'll see you at the Arnold with Code Podcast. Check you out next time. Bye.